Namaskar dosto, my name is Anil Kumar Song and I am from Youth for UK team. I hope you will be doing great. Today's topic is related to reading skill, and I told you except the grammar section I'll take all the section in English so that your ears capable to listening only English, and once you start listening English you will definitely able to speak in English. So today's topic is related to the reading section, and in this section I'm going to tell you about the silent letters. So first of all, I'd like to tell you what is the silent letter and why the silent letters has a so influence in English language. Silent letters are those letters which are used in English word which is written in that word but never be spoken. So I'm going to tell you little history about this briefly so that you can understand the technical things of the silent letters in English word. So don't go anywhere, let's get started. Friends, I'm going to tell you about the brief history of the silent letters, that why the silent letters are used in English words. About 60% words have the silent letters in English. According to a famous author, Ned Halley. Ned Halley was a famous author who has written many children's books also. Words having the silent letters are the leftover of the classical period. In that time, the literature was also being revived. As the influence of the classical world was revived in the 15th century, the scholars of the English desired to remind their readers that the most of the words in the languages originated in Latin and Greek. So in that period, in 15th century, when the classical period and classical world was reviving, the scholars, the author, they want to their leader remind, the most of the words are originating in Latin and Greek, so that people can understand that the most words are belong to the Latin and Greek. There was also a huge influence of Dutch, French, German over English. According to the one study, the percentage of modern English words derived from the other languages groups are. So I'm going to tell you that there are also a huge influence of Dutch and English and French and German over the English. And there are many groups of languages which has an influence over the English. I'm going to tell you by the percentage. Latin words have the 29% influence over the English. It includes scientific and medical words. You have seen that many scientific and medical words are belong to the Latin words, and that is why we find many medical and scientific words have the silent letters. Same way, French has shared the 29% words in English also. It is also belong to the Latin word. So you can see Latin has shared 58% together. Yes. Okay. And then after German, we can see here 26% share the words in English, and other also share 16% in English language. So you can understand that there are many languages which had great influence over English. That's why we find many silent letters in English. So I'm going to tell you some silent letters, words that have the silent letters which you face difficulties to reading, and these words are used in daily conversation. So don't go anywhere, let's get started. Let's get started with the silent letter B. Usually B becomes silent written before T or after M. As you can see here, bomb, B is a silent letter here and written after M. Climb, same here. Calm, debt, doubt. Here we can say debt and doubt. The letter B put before the T. Move on next. Dumb. thumb, saddle, lamb, plumber. Move on the next silent letter, that is silent T. Butcher, castle, Christmas, fashion, listen, hustle, mortgage, Nestle, often. Sometime often can be read like often. Which, watch, match. Now move on to the next silent letter, that is H. We read it ghost, honest, R, honor, air, scheme, school, what, when, why, whether, while. Now move on to the next silent letter, that is K. K will be silent before N. Every word you have seen when K used before N used as a silent letter. Knee, new, knife, night, knit, knickers, not, knowledge, no. Now move on to the next silent letter, that is W. Answer, sword, hole, wreck, wrap, wrist, wrinkle, wrestling, right. Now move on to the next silent letter, that is G. Sign, campaign, champagne, design, resign, foreigner, align, assign. Now move on next silent letter. If any words ends with GH and GHT, GH will be silent in that words. You have seen previous word silent G, where many words have the letter G as a silent. But when we move toward next, there is a GH and GST. When the words end with the GH and GST, GH will be silent in that word. So move on. It's high, thigh, though, through, bought, caught, brought, fought, thought, taught, bright, might. Now move on to the next silent letter, that is U. Guard, biscuit, vogue, building, tongue, guilty, guitar, guess, guest. Now move on to the next silent letter, that is C. Scent, seen, science, conscience, conscious, crescent, descent, decent, disciple, fascinate, muscle. Now move on to the next silent letter, that is L. L will be silent, used before M, F, K and D. Whenever you see the word M, F, K and D, when L is used before these letters, L will be silent. Let's see the example. Almond. Here we can say M is a consonant and L used before this M, so that is why L is a silent in this word. Talk. You can see here L used before K, so L is silent in this word. Talk. Cough, calm, chalk, walk, folk, half, palm, would, could. Now move on to the next silent letter, that is P. P will be silent, used before S and N. It is very difficult to pronounce these words and faced problems by the children also to how to pronounce these words. So I'll show you how to pronounce these words where the P is silent. And it is very useful for you to learn spellings also of these words. Pneumonia, pseudo, psychiatrist. What do we read it? Psychiatrist, psychic, psychology, psychotic, and psalm. Now move on to the next silent letter, that is N. N will be silent, used after M at the end of the words. Whenever you see the words and where N is a last letter and before that M is used, then the silent letter, then the N will be silent letter in that word. You can see here, autumn, we are not pronouncing N here. Column, dam, hymn, condemn. Now move on to the next silent letter, that is E. Very usually we see that E, and words when E end with the that E end with that word, sometimes we do not pronounce it. Let's get the example. Age, breathe, bridge, change, close, gene, hate, and many others words that have E at the end and we do not pronounce it. Now move on to the next silent letter, that is D. Badge, edge, handsome. Some people pronounce it handsome, not handsome. D is a silent here. So handsome. Hedge, sandwich, and also we pronounce sometimes sandwich. D is a silent here. We do not use sandwich. We read it sandwich. Is a day's name. Many people pronounce it very wrong. Wednesday. No, we do not pronounce it Wednesday. We pronounce it Wednesday. Wednesday. Right. Budget. Grudge. Bridge. So most often D would be silent used before G. Many words we have seen here, when D arrived in any words, after that when G is arrived, we see that D is silent in that word. Okay, so here we have a silent letter with many words, and there is some technique that we can understand how to pronounce these silent letters. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you really like this, please hit the like button and share this video as much as possible. And if you are new in this video, please don't forget to subscribe our channel Youth for UK and hit the notification bell so that you can get the new video whenever I upload that one. So please stay safe and keep learning, because only learning and practicing is the only way that we can learn any languages, and English one of them. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Uttarakhand, Jai Bharat.